Good morning, good evening, good day, welcome, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. I'm just glad that you're with me again for another episode of the FOP MashUp. That's FOP standing for Fearless and Outspoken Personalities. That's my Facebook group. Everybody's welcome. People often ask me, why do I make these videos? What's it all about? Where am I going with all of these videos? What's the end game? What's the purpose? Well, I don't have an end game. I'm not trying to monetize. I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for likes. It's great to get comments and whatnot, but to be honest with you, this is just my inner joy, my inner calling. It's something I like to do to unwind. I like to engage people. I like to deal with awkward subjects. I like to see how people feel and think about stuff. I think about a lot of things. There's a lot going on in this little dark mind of mine. To be honest, I find by making these videos, I get a lot of cathartic self-therapy through it. They're trying to preach to anybody. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm not trying to gain views or likes or subscriptions. I'm not trying to monetize anything. I'm not sponsored by any third party. I'm just purely about engagement and empowerment. I'm about trying to motivate people towards living their best life. Enough jibber jabber. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to give you a rundown of the most annoying double standards that if I've missed any, if I've forgotten to mention one that you're, that grates on your nerves, please feel free to enter it in the comments. I'm going in. I'm going for the jugular. I'm going to expose those people in relationships who think that they get to call the shots. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just get straight into it. The double standard edition. Let's go. Despite being 2022, popular culture actually dictates that when a man takes a woman on a date, he's required to pay. Now, isn't that weird? Now let's chew on that for a minute. Ladies, and I know most ladies will be screaming at me saying, well, of course, if he's taking her on a date, well, of course he has to pay. But isn't that like one of those classic double standards that a guy's just got to suck it up and just pull out his wallet or flip out his plastic friend and pay the bill? However, a woman wants equal fair treatment in salary. Then how does that work? So you expect to be paid the same as a man. However, if a man takes you on a date, he's expected to pay. How does a confident, independent, righteous woman square that off? How do you square that circle? Anyway, it's like I say, it's a double standard. It's a classic one. But guys, it is what it is, so pay up. I believe that if you're a gentleman, just shut up and pay up. If you're taking her on a date, get your card out and pay. I know it's a double standard. It is what it is. Okay, so another interesting double standard. A partner answers you for your password. How do you feel about it? Is it okay to give your password to your partner? Is there an expectation that you should freely give up your right to privacy and allow your partner access to your phone or access to your laptop? The argument would be given, well, if you've got nothing to hide, then what's the problem? To be honest with you, I actually subscribe to that way of thinking because it's actually quite convenient for my missus to have my password on various things, because on occasions I might need her to go into my phone or go into my my laptop or to use my card. I've got no problem with sharing my password. It's actually quite convenient. But nevertheless, there are some people who actually want to retain a little bit of privacy for whatever reason. I can't think why. But anyway, it is what it is. But it's a typical double standard where one partner demands or requires to know the password to the other person's private account or the access to their security on their phone, and when it comes to them giving up the same privilege to their partner, they get all defensive and start talking about privacy. Typical double standard. Not cool. Actually quite toxic if you ask me. But anyway, it is what it is. So let's keep it moving. So let's see how this one lands with you. A woman is free to say she's too tired or she's not in the mood for lovey-dovey time. I mean, a little slap and tickle, to get the groove on and what have you, to put on the Marvin Gaye and get kinky. It's okay for her to say, nah, babe, I'm not in the mood. Please leave it. I'm tired. I need to sleep. I've got to get up early in the morning. Or, babe, you know what? It's my time. It's that time. It's funny how that time always tends to come up when the man's proper, ready to show his woman how much he loves and appreciates her body and whatnot. But, when a guy wants to do it, nah, mate. It's like, what? You're turning this down? Bruv, what? You're turning this down? Are you mad? Are you out of your mind? What's going on? Give me your phone. Where was you last week? Furthermore, you ain't going out again. Then once you get accused of all kinds of craziness when a man refuses to give the woman what she wants when she wants it. That's a typical double standard. It's not right. Guys, you are entitled to not want to give up the D. Yeah? Understand this. You should never be made to feel guilty just because you're not in the mood. You have emotions too. There's stuff going on in our minds and everything's connected, yeah? Because if the mind isn't good, the D's not good. Well, to be honest, we should be allowed to say no certain times. We should be allowed to take it off the table. You can't always get the D when you want it. Yeah, you heard me. You cannot always get the D when you want it. And it doesn't mean he's cheating, and it doesn't mean he doesn't like you anymore, or he doesn't fancy you anymore, or you don't do it for him anymore. It's got nothing to do with you. Stop focusing on yourself. It's a typical double standard, and it's got to stop. Ladies, you know who you are. Okay, so thankfully, I've never had this problem, but I know it exists. This is when your partner has friends from the opposite sex and they have nothing but issues with it. There's always this suspicion about, how it all began and what goes on and whether or not you were friend zoned because, you had other intentions. However, they get to have friends from the opposite sex and it's not a problem. Homosexual, lesbian, or whatever it may well be, certain girls have got a gay best friend and whatever it may well be, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still the opposite sex. So, you can't have it both ways. It's either you're allowed to have friends from the opposite sex or you're not, regardless what their persuasion sexually is. Again, that's down to insecurities, I believe. Thankfully, I don't have that problem. I have way more girl friends than I have male friends, and that's just the way it is. And my missus is quite self-secure in that respect, and I don't give her any reason. And this is the key thing here. I don't give her any reason to suspect anything untoward going on in those relationships. So I think it's got a lot to do with the individuals in play here. But nevertheless, it is a double standard because some people will insist. I know there are some men that just won't have it. Yeah, and there are some women that just won't have it. Likewise, because they don't trust her, they don't like her, something about it is one of those things. But hey, double standard is what it is. It's a double standard and it's not right. It's got to stop. It's possible to have a platonic friend from the other sex. It is possible. And if you've got one, why shouldn't your partner be allowed to have one? I mean, come on. Is it, what's going on here? Okay, let's keep it moving. This is a good one. Your partner expects you to be open and transparent and responsible in regards to how you're spending those precious pennies, those precious pounds and euros and dollars and cents. Yeah. However, when you ask them about their bonus, their pay rise, their salary, their assets, their income, they get all defensive. They get all cagey and everything becomes vague. Yeah, and non-specific. It's funny that, but likewise, it's a double standard. It's not fair. In a relationship, you're supposed to be one. Money is supposed to be the least of your problems. If you can't be open and honest about your money, then there's something wrong with the relationship. Quite frankly, you should be on your own. Because when you're in a relationship with someone, you're committed, especially when you're living together, when you're sharing the cost of life together, money should be the least of your concerns. But how can one dictate to the other that you need to be open and transparent about your spending? However, when the other person asks them to just disclose exactly what's in their bank account and what's in their asset portfolio, all of a sudden it's a topic not for discussion. What's that about? Long later. Okay, right. When their family comes over, everything's pulled out. Yeah, we pull out the stops. They're treated like VIPs. Nothing is too much for them. When the hospitality kicks in for their family, is on one level. However, when your family comes over, the situation switches up completely. It's like we pull out the china for her family or his family, and then when your family or her family come over, it's like they're treated like unwanted guests. And the question's often asked about when are they bloody leaving. Yeah, it could be the fact that they don't like you or you don't like them. It could be something like that, but that shouldn't be the case. If you love me, then you must love what I love. And that's what it's about, regardless how they stay. If anything, kill them with kindness if they're carrying feelings towards you. That's the best way of dealing with any kind of animosity when it comes to in-laws. It's all about killing them with kindness. Never show them how you're really feeling, even if you are carrying feelings towards them in a negative light. It doesn't matter. However, the inconsistency in terms of how one partner treats another family and when compared to treating their own is not on. It shouldn't happen, and it is a clear and blatant double standard, and it's got to stop. You know precisely who you are. Okay, so that's it for me. I've got to go. My time is up. But listen, I look forward to seeing you guys on my Facebook page. Fearless and outspoken personalities. That's me. I'm done. Bye-bye for now. It's over. That's it. Finito. Finished. Let me know in the comments. Bye.